Transit Arts.
Hi, I'm Mindy, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a paper plate mask. The beauty of making a paper plate mask is that it can be anything you want it to be. You can be inventive and make an invention with your paper plate. So in your packet, you'll have directions, and there are a variety of examples on here. You can use animals as inspiration, or superheroes, or skeletons, or crazy monster creatures. Here's another superhero, here's an animal, anything that you can think of. So for me, one of my favorite animals is the rhino, and I just have to admit that it took me a couple tries to figure out this rhino. Here is my first attempt. I tried to make the rhino look a little sideways, and I think it looks a little crazy. So I kept on going, I didn't give up. Then I tried another one. This one I think looks a little bit like a monkey or a doggy more than a rhino. So I didn't stop, I kept on going, and I finally came up with this one. This is the one I like the most. You can see that I made the nose come out a little bit, and so in this example I realized that the glue stick wasn't quite enough. So I used some clear tape at the bottom, like this, so the nose would come out a little bit and stick out. Because I was being inventive, I was really using my finger. And then I have some strings on the side so I can tie it around my face, and I can add some more color to it. I also wanted to point out that my process, I realized that at first I was coloring with markers, and the markers didn't work how I wanted them to, so I moved along to colored pencils. So I really think for masks with paper plates that either crayons or colored pencils will work better than markers. But I'm excited to see what you come up with so you can show what you discovered. So here I go. I'm going to make the rhino mask again so you can see how to make it, and it's going to be symmetrical, which means it's the same on both sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the outside edge of this rhino here. And I'm gonna cut it when it's folded in half so that both sides end up being exactly the same, or symmetrical. So I'm gonna start out at the bottom. I want the bottom to have a nose that indents in like this a little bit. So at the bottom here, I'm going to cut the nose part out like this. You can see over here I've had all these different scraps from all these times I tried different rhino masks. And then it comes out, and the top of the head goes in a little bit, and then back out, and then it's a little narrower at the top. So let's see how this looks. Does that look like a rhino? No, I think the top of the head needs to be a little narrower. So I'm going to try it again. Really, I think maybe it would have worked better if I would have drawn it on first. But see, that's what you do. You trial and error, being a little inventive, try and figure things out. So here's my second try with this one. Oh, that looks pretty good. I think it looks on this side a little bit like a stormtrooper mask, but I'm making a rhino, so we're gonna stick with that. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is fold it again where I want the eyes to be. So I'm gonna test it out. Does that look like a good place for the eyes? Let's see, is it about the same place? Nope, I think it needs to be a little bit lower. So I'm gonna fold it again, so that I can have a place where my eyes are going to be. It looks like they'll be good. And you know I already made a fold in the middle so I could tell where the line of symmetry was. So I'm going to take my scissors, and you know there's only about 2 finger spaces between your eyes on the top of your nose. So I'm going to put those 2 fingers right there and make marks with my pencil for where my eyes will start. And then when you're trying to cut the middle out of a paper plate, it helps to fold it in half. So I'm gonna start right here with my scissors on my fold and cut out that little shape, and you see how that makes a circle right there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, 2 finger spaces away. There's my 2 eyes. One's a little bit bigger than the other, but I think that'll be okay. So then I'm going to take the scraps that I had left over from another paper plate and make the ears. And if I fold it in half and I have both of the pieces on top of each other, then I'll have 2 shapes that are the same, so that they'll be symmetrical ears too. So I'm going to draw the shape of my ear on this paper plate right there, and I'm going to use the edge of the plate for the other side of the mask, ears. So here I'm going to cut these both out together. Like that. And then here I've got 2 ears for the sides. And I can use either a glue stick to glue them on, or I could use a piece of tape. So the ears would go, let's see, like this and like this at the top. One would go on this side, one's gonna go on this side. So since glue takes a little while to dry, instead of using glue, I'm gonna use some tape to attach those to the back of my mask. That way you won't be able to see the tape on the front. And then my horn, oops, it's gonna be crooked. Actually, the other one was crooked. Let's see, like that. Since the horn is gonna come out through the center, I'm gonna color everything in the background first and then put the horn on last, since it's gonna remain white. So I really like having a rhino that's not quite just gray like this one, maybe a little tan like this one, or a little purple. So I picked out some colors I thought I might like for the rhino, and I think for this one I'm gonna make it blue. So on this blue is a little bit gray to begin with. And for the sake of time, I'm coloring really fast and messy, so you don't have to just watch me color. Sometimes that gets a little boring watching someone else color. So I'm just gonna do this super, super fast, so it'll all be colored in. Can I borrow one more paper plate? Thank you. Okay, so here's my rhino all colored in. When the video is over, I'm gonna go back over my coloring to make it a little smoother, even though a rhino skin is pretty tough. Now I'm gonna take another paper plate and fold it in half again to make my horn. So I'm just gonna cut the bottom into a triangle shape and go as far up as the paper plate goes to get my horn for this one. There's the horn, and it's already rounded at the bottom, so I can just put it at the bottom of the nose with some tape, so it will stick out a little bit like a real rhino's horn does. There is my rhino. The last thing I want to do is add a string to go around the outside so I can tie it onto my face. So I'm going to use my hole puncher. Put one hole punch on one side. Now you have to be careful with your hole punch. Let me show you on a messed up rhino. Sometimes if you don't push your hole puncher in far enough, you just put it toward the edge like this, there's not enough space on the edge to keep the string in on the rhino, so you are on your mask. So you want to make sure you push your hole punch in as far as it'll go and put the hole so there's lots of space to keep the hole secure. So on this one, I'm going to try to go straight across to the other side and put another hole punch. And then I fold my string in half and put the folded side into the hole where the hole punch made. I can put the 2 ends through that hole, and that'll tie it around, and then I can do the same thing to the other side. Can I borrow one more string? Like I said, just fold the string in half, take the folded side and put it through the hole, and then you can take the other. I like to pretend like this is a monster and open its mouth up really big, and then take its feet, and it's super, super hungry, so it eats its feet and pulls it through, and there we go. Now we have 2 strings on both sides, and you can just put this on your face and tie it around in the back, and now I look like a rhino. All right, so I'm super excited to see what you come up with. Don't forget, you do not have to make a rhino mask. You can make anything you want. dog or a cat or even a crazy creature that you just come up with, something that you invent. Make your own invention paper plate mask. Thank you.
Transit Arts.